We are joined here by Paul Starke then. Paul, just off the back of the training camp up there in Glasgow, we've all seen in the social media circles just how hard you guys have worked up there. What was it like to go along and be part of that?
Yeah, it was difficult, but it was what it's all about, really. It's a professional sport and a professional setup, and it was just a good weekend, really. The team got to know each other really well, and we all put ourselves through the pace, and it was good to work on the fitness and good to bond as a team, really.
And I guess with it being a little bit different up there as well, I suppose you've actually taken away a lot of things fitness-wise to move forward and nutrition-wise?
Yeah, it's just a big learning curve, isn't it? And nutrition-wise is a big problem sometimes in the sport, and certainly learnt a lot about that and fitness and training, the sort of fitness that we need to be strong on the bikes, but also be fit and obviously light enough as well at the same time. So really good weekend and a lot learnt from it.
I guess it's difficult to find that salad at 12 o'clock at night coming back from stopping over at the service stations.
Yeah, sure, it's hard. There's not a lot open, and you're pretty hungry after a meeting, and sometimes it's a case of just trying to get what you can get, really, and it's not good enough. And I think we all know that, so we try to eat as well as we can, but sometimes it's not possible. And we've learnt a lot from this weekend, and hopefully we can take it with us for the season.
And I guess it was a great sort of bonding, getting all the guys together and going through that. It sort of breaks all the barriers. I guess you guys have really sort of gelled now from that, even just that short time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we all know each other. We've ridden against each other in the past and stuff, so some of us have been in the same teams. But yeah, it's good to really get to know someone and know what they're about, and it was just a good weekend all in all. Just for that, it was a team bonding exercise, but to see how fit we are, we're all pretty fit, and we all want to push each other. So you can imagine, quite an intense weekend, but thoroughly enjoyed it, and learnt a lot from it.
Good stuff. Now I know that you've ridden up there in Glasgow before, and you've got a liking for the circuit anyway. We've seen recently that they've made quite a lot of changes to the track. Did you get a chance to go and have a look at the track and see the changes they've made?
Yeah, we did. We all went to the track and saw the changes, and they've taken nearly 3 meters, I think, off the inside of the track. The track now is super wide and should make for some really good racing, and I think a track that should suit me, actually. A lot of lines involved, and thoroughly enjoyed riding there in the past. I've had some good meetings there, so look forward to having some good meetings again on a racetrack that's been improved.
Recently, we've put out the fact that you've had some great new sponsors come on board. We're just going to touch on those for Pod just to start off with. They've come on board with their knee braces and so on. That's a big help for you and the team, isn't it, keeping you safe on track?
Yeah, sure. Pod are a well-known brace, knee brace, and one of the best in their field. And for them to come on board is a really big help for me. And trying to keep yourself protected at all times. It is dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. So, they're the best at what they do, and they put faith in me, and hopefully I can return that by pushing their product out there and putting some good results and good scores for them.
And of course that goes side by side with Kovac textiles as well, because you'll be wearing their suit and the protection as well. But then moving on to Teng Tools. What a setup you got now as far as the mechanics. I bet your chief mechanic, Tony, your dad, I bet he's happy when those presents arrived.
Yeah, they were good enough to hook me up with pretty much everything I need for Glasgow, and really big help. I mean, it reflects on your machinery. You're only as good as the stuff in your workshop. So really happy that they're on board, and it's just a great sponsor, really, and really pleased to have them on board, and look forward to putting some good results in for them too.
Great. And then we also have to mention Henderson Transport that's come on board as well, which is fantastic. A new sponsor from the Glasgow area as well, which is great. I've got to touch on the fact that you're not at the moment going to be starting the season in the Premiership, which is a real disappointment to the team, I guess. How hard has that been waiting for that slot and for one not to come along?
I think, Speedway's a tough game, and it's about numbers sometimes. You can only build a team with the set points limit that you have, and that's just the way that the sport is, and I'm sure I'll get a place at some point, but it's up to me to go and prove my worth, if you like. I've set up for it, so there's 4 brand new bikes, 2 that are being left in Glasgow. We'll fly back and forwards to there, and then the other two that are here, fresh, waiting to go as soon as I get the phone call. And I'm sure that'll happen at one point. And I think sometimes a realization is what you need to push you forward in the sport, and that's exactly, for me, where I'm at. Really, I need to put in good scores, and then I'm sure the opportunity will come around, and I'll be more than ready and prepared for it when it does.
Yeah, and I think the key there is the fact that you're sitting on a 5.08 average. If one of those promoters were to come calling during the season, we know what happens in the sport. Things do happen and changes are made for one reason or another. But to know that you're fully kitted out, fully set up, raring to go and raring to take that opportunity, and they know that you've got that experience behind you as well, they know you can do a good job. We hope that the phone rings for you sooner rather than later to be able to slot yourself in the Premiership as well and get more track time.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, and when it does, I'll make sure that the opportunity is not wasted. Like I said, we're set up for it, so I can't do any better than that, really. It does open opportunities and doors up perhaps to things maybe overseas, but this is, the UK is my home. That's, where I want to ride, and when the opportunity does come, and I'm sure it will, I'll make sure that it's not wasted.
Well, I will say you're linking this interview really well. We're going overseas there. You have got a trip coming up. The family and the whole Starke team racing, if you like, are heading off to Italy again for some pre-season testing and a meeting. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I think we did the same last year. We did a cargo training camp, and it's always good to 4 days on the bike, 2 different tracks. So it's good to just go and get 4 days under your belt, trial the new machinery. Any changes that you've made to the engines, get yourself warmed up and geared up and ready for it all, just to make sure everything's working, really. I mean, you can practice in the UK for 1 day, but to go and do 4 days is a good thing, really. And just to make sure that I'm up to it and the bikes are up to it, the mechanics are, back up to speed and they know what they're doing. I'm sure that they know what they're doing. But yeah, it's good to get away as well and then just prepare for the busy schedule that's ahead.
Well, that's it. When you get back from Italy, you've got press and practice day, and then you're pretty much straight into it with the guys going up against your the local rivals, if you like, Glasgow versus Edinburgh, starting the season literally on fire.
Yeah, it's straight back from Italy and then straight to it, really. So local derby as well, that's a must-win for us. And being on the bike for the 4 days and coming back just makes me sharp, makes me ready for what I'm about to do. And I want to put on a good show for all the Glasgow fans and just to make sure that we win this local derby. So looking forward to it. It should be good. It's going to be a long and tough season ahead, but we're better prepared than we have been for a long time. So yeah.
So you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, it should be good. It's it's always tough anyway. It's a tough season, but it should be good. That
kind of sums it up for us. We know that you're ready. You want that Premiership opportunity to come along. You go and test in, you're coming back and you're going to get straight into the racing, and you mean business for 2018 season. So ride safe, but ride fast. We will be covering you throughout the season, of course. Follow his media channel where you can find out all the news and all the gossip, about what you're getting up to and all the videos and your thoughts on what's happening.